Sup guys, it's your boy Justin. Welcome to our latest episode of Tokusatsu Thursdays. Today, we're reviewing the first 3 episodes of Ultraman Tiga, the 4 kids stuff. So I had a poll where I asked you guys, hey, what did you want us to review for the next Tokusatsu series? And the choices were Kamen Rider Kuuga, Ultraman Tiga, and Mirror Man, which is a 1970s tokusatsu show. So the poll was tied during Kevin Street's stream, who's a friend of the channel. I asked for, hey, can some of you guys vote to break the tie? You guys voted, and one of you guys last second decided to tie up the vote again. So fuck it. I was like, okay, I'm going to decide what we're going to review for the channel, right? But you know, for the people who vote for Ultraman Tiga, which we are going to review Ultraman Tiga at some point on this channel, I decided to watch the first 3 episodes of Ultraman Tiga, which is on YouTube, by the way. For people who don't know, the Ultraman show Tiga first aired in Japan from 1996 through 1997. It was the first Ultraman series in like 15 years to have a full run, which was like 52 episodes. 4Kids decided to dub it and bring it to the West, which I got. Ultraman Tiga was one of the first tokusatsu shows outside of Power Rangers I ever watched, and I actually enjoyed Ultraman Tiga as a kid. It was one of my favorite live action shows, and I even know at the time that when the show apparently was canceled, and they only aired like 24 episodes of the 52 episodes that were like, 23 according to like the Wikipedia. They only aired like 23 episodes, right? Which I remember watching the last episode on TV. I had no idea that wasn't a real last episode. I totally felt like at the time it was the real last episode, right? So yeah, the TV show aired in like 2000. The Ultraman Tiga dub for 4Kids 4Kids dub aired at September 14, 2002 to March 8, 2003. Unfortunately, if you go on YouTube, you couldn't watch the first 6 episodes of Ultraman Tiga and episodes 11 through 24, right? No episode 7 or 8, which is like the Halloween episode, which I love that Halloween episode, right? So the story for Ultraman Tiga, the 4Kids dub, is the show opens up with what's it called? Shit. Sorry. The show opens up with like introduction voiceover by Daigo, which I don't know who Daigo's voice actor is in the show. He kind of sounds like what's his name? Dan Green, but it's not Dan Green, right? It's totally because Dan Green voiced another character, and it talks about how, like, you know, the world's at peace. You know, the United Nations or whatever formed this united, like, you know, science patrol thing called Guts, right? And Guts recovered like a space capsule, right, from space, which was in the form of a meteorite, and inside is this space capsule from 3 million years ago, and it has a recording of a hologram, right, that talks about how in the future, which is the present, there's going to be monsters are going to be returning, and our characters need to go out and find the Pyramid of Light, right, and to resurrect Ultraman, right? and everybody thinks it's a hoax. You get really crappy jokes. Alright? But Daigo believes it's real. So what ends up happening is not one but two monsters show up, right? And the monster designs for this show is fantastic, right? And one of the members of Guts, the second in command, with the guy with the deep voice, which I remembered him being the captain. Apparently, we had a female captain voiced by my Valentine's voice actor, who also voiced Rengiku in Bleach, right? And yeah, he's like, oh, that looks like my mother-in-law. And like Daigo's like, no way, your mother-in-law had a way bigger nose. It's like really dumb jokes like that, but like, you know, to me, yeah, they made jokes like that to, like, you know, soften up the dark tone of the show, because like apparently this series had like a darker tone, right? And then though they did some shit in like the third episode where like a bunch of buildings were exploding, and they're like, oh yeah, everybody was on vacation, don't worry. Right, so yeah, what happens is that they go and look for the Pyramid of Light, right? And only Daigo was the first one to find it, and inside are not one, not two, but three Ultraman statues. The monsters show up, they start destroying the statues one by one. Daigo gets into one of the aircrafts of the show, Guts Wing, which is like a very sci-fi looking space fighter, which the models in the show, designs wise, are also pretty cool, right? And they're using actual models for the action scenes, and the monsters are guys in suits, right? And the suits look great, right? And Daigo tries to, you know, defend the last statue, ends up crashing and fuses with the last remaining Ultraman statue and fights the two monsters. And the gimmick of this Ultraman is right away he has multiple forms, right? He has his main form, which is the red and purple form, which is Omni form, which is a balance, multiple purpose form. And he has the two other forms, which is the power form, where he's like red and silver, like the traditional Ultraman. And he's like, he has increased strength, but he has lowered speed. And he has the speed form, which is the blue and silver form, which he fucking does. Might have been purple, I don't know. I think it was blue, right? And he fucked. There's like that fucking speed form did a fucking rider kick on one of the monsters and destroyed it. The one problem I had with the show is when the monsters are destroyed, it's like a digital effect explosion, right? It's like CG. You see like pixels flying everywhere. For a second, I thought I was watching fucking Gridman, which is like Tokusatsu show that was the basis, that was that Superhuman Cyber Squad was based off, right? And that was like about like an internet superhero going into internet, finding like evil computer virus kaiju, which we almost reviewed on the channel, right? Which I might at some point. Yeah, so the second episode, which even has more cornier jokes, is like Ultraman. Daigo figures out that he's like the Ultraman, right? He communicates telepathically with the woman from the hologram projector, right? Who gives him the backstory of like what happened to their civilization, and like why he's the only one who could save the world, right? And there's like monster attacking a mine, and in the mine they make jokes that like the mine is like a mine for like zirconium or some shit, which is like a fake diamond. So it's like, oh, we need to all our workers need to get back to work. Every hour we don't work is one poor couple not getting married or some stupid shit like that. And like, you know, they made jokes that although there's like a monster, the monster has one huge horn, or like, oh no, the monster has two horns. They go there and they have like, you know, the gut swings were ineffectual in the last episode, so they get upgraded with a new cannon called the Vitro cannon, right? Which reminds me of the Vito jets, right? Which is a kind of a form of jet engine or something. I don't know, right? And they're able to destroy the monster, but turns out a second one shows up while they're celebrating, and they're caught with their pants down, and Ultraman shows up to fight in the last 5 minutes of the episode, right? So the last episode I watched was episode 3. Was an episode primarily focused on the female captain who goes on some celebrity talk show to talk about Ultraman, right? And she gets like threatened by this alien who possesses the TV show host, telling her, hey, to denounce Ultraman and worship Kill Alien, right? And like the Kill Alien is going around just blowing up buildings, but it's okay. Nobody was killed because they were on vacation, right? They make stupid jokes about that. And like this show, this episode, they is where you have like, you know, she's getting in meetings with her superiors, and they're making somewhat like sexist remarks towards her. Like there's like a dude with a fan who obviously has a crush on her, right? And he's like, "Oh man, you need to lose the fan." And he's like, "I'll lose the fan when you fix the AC in here." Right? It's like stupid, dumb, retarded jokes like that, which I love as a kid, and I love now. Like I said, most 4Kids dubs, people trash them, but they're way funnier than most fucking abridged series, especially the Ultimate Muscle 4Kids dub, if you ever watched that show. Which was, somebody was re-uploading on YouTube. He got to episode 20 something, and the dumbass thought it was a good idea to start uploading episodes of Dragon Ball. Within a week, his channel gets fucking nuked. Goodbye, fucking Ultimate Muscle episodes. Fucking dumbass. So yeah, what's up happening is that the Kill Alien shows up in another human form, threatens the female captain again that he's going to blow up her neighborhood, right? So they go to rescue people, and Ultraman, the Kill Alien, Ultraman shows up to help with the evacuation, right? And the Kill Alien shows up, and he turns into this giant, right? And the giant has this humanoid form, and his design is super fucking awesome, and he can shoot like fire blasts, right? And then you have like this night battle between Ultraman and this humanoid fire monster, which was fucking amazing, right? Pretty cool, right? And I also like when the Ultraman flies away at the end of every battle. It's like a CG model. It's not like it's not like a toy on a string like in the original Ultraman show. Yeah. So what did I think about this series? I thought the cinematography was great. It had like that film grain look to it. The models were great. The monsters were cool. The fights were good, and I like the gimmick. That's the thing with 90s and like 2000s tokusatsu shows, is that you had the dark grittiness of older tokusatsu shows, but you started to see they started to add like alternate forms and new powers to keep the, you know, the show from being like, you know, repetitive, right? Which the Ultraman, like besides from using physical attacks, he has his Spekium Ray. He shoots like an energy ball at one point, and in the first fight in the power mode, he had a barrier, which disappears. So I wonder what happened to that barrier. But yeah, I really like this show, if I were to give the show a rating, it's you know, the dub might be hit or miss, but I would say from the first 3 episodes, I'm giving it, you know, a 6.5 out of 10. The jokes are hit and miss. Not a lot of people are going to like the theme song, the Ultraman theme song, which I think is great. That 4Kids came up with, but I liked it, right? So so the next Tokusatsu series we're going to be watching and we're going to review on the channel is Kamen Rider Kuuga. But, you know, it might be a while before that review can come up, right? Because it's like almost 50 episodes, right? So in the meantime, I'll be reviewing like kaiju movies or like short or like, you know, tokusatsu movies in between our tokusatsu series reviews. Okay, guys.